Good morning! Morning things are happening so good on us. The good morning. Yeah. I'm trying to see if my microphone's working, but I don't. It is working. Oh, this is a very good job. Yeah, it's good job. Okay.
So back to my regular voice. This is how we know my microphone's working if God voice works. So we are doing Psalms and Proverbs. Sorry I'm late. Hey, it's my hands that smell like outside. I was wondering what the hell it smells like outside because I was touching the cats. Hold on. This is the one time that I'm going to condone washing hands. Give me 1 second because I don't know why the hell my hands smell like outside. I haven't even been outside. Literally just woke up. Okay, I did something that I always rail against everyone doing, but I also say only do it minimally. Is I put hand sanitizer on my hands because I don't have any hand soap. I have dish soap. I guess I could have used dish soap, but there's a lot of dishes, so I don't even want to risk using the dish soap. Anyway, now that we've solved that mystery, like what the hell smells like outside, the answer is rose. But I also want to fill you in from yesterday. Willow is not depressed because I forgot to tell her good girl when she caught that snake. Dustin made her feel better. So that was cool. What else happened? Um, Chris and my cousin showed up to my live stream last night and then forgot to talk. Fred fell asleep. General Piggy never showed. You know, General Piggy hasn't showed for days. I wonder about that. What else happened yesterday? Nothing. Oh, yeah. We're trying to buy this house, right? But the people are going to sell it. The people want us to be out so they can sell it. But they don't want to sell it to us. Even though they told us they would. They don't want to. So at the end of the day, I'm going to have to leave the raccoons and the possums and I don't know, honestly, I want to find as many stray cats as I can around here and take them with me. That's really what I want to do. I want to save the stray cat, or at least three of them, because three of them they just walk in my house. They hang out here. So maybe if I take them. But enough of this wild ass shit. Oh, my bad. I remember the other thing. I have therapy today. Oh, is that somebody on my chat? Hold on, give me 1 second. I can't. I know it looks like I cannot see you, and we're just seeing me. Hey, Fred, I'm so glad you made it. I was talking shit about you in the beginning. Like fucking Fred fell asleep, asshole. Could you imagine if I said that? I bet you could imagine if I said that. But I learned something, and it's going to be very vulgar what I'm about to say. But what I'm about to say is very vulgar, but it's 100% true. I'm related to people made out of pussy juice, and I do not like it. I'm literally related to someone who has my dad's ashes and my dad's Bible literally made out of pussy juice. And he's one of those Christians made out of pussy juice that just cannot be told what he believes about the Bible is wrong. Because what he believes about the Bible is wrong. And he's one of those. And he has stuff he wants to give me, but now he won't answer his email or his messenger because I offended him arguing with my mom. But me and my mom argue about shit all the time. It's so much fun. And sometimes I just make shit up to piss her off. Like yesterday, celebrate Dead Baby Day. I called her I called her in the middle of my Jesus story yesterday to tell her about Celebrate Dead Baby Day. And she had no fucking idea what I was talking about. But but it was fun, and I love arguing with my mom on Saturdays. Oh, Fred, look at how many subscribers we have. Go look and come back. And well, actually, you're over here on Pill. So hopefully, oh, well, yeah, you're not on your computer. You would have to literally leave this on your phone and go look at YouTube. But maybe you looked at YouTube before you came over to Pill. Did you see how many subscribers you have? And I brought these donuts, and I'm gonna turn them into a prison cake when I get 300 subscribers, and we're gonna eat prison cake for 300 subscribers. I asked Dustin to specifically get this kind, but he doesn't know what I'm gonna do with it. Now I need to get a thing of pudding, and then we'll really have prison cake. I know, isn't that fucking amazing? And I think I kind of cheated. I don't give a shit. I might have cheated by uploading my raccoon videos. But I it will be great. Maybe you can fly to Ohio and eat my prison cake. No, no. That sounds terrible. And I'm a fucking prevert. But fly to Ohio and eat my prison cake. That Sounds so inappropriate. And well, if I wasn't married, it would sound very interesting. But hey, Robert, I'm actually really glad that you showed up because I haven't seen you in days either. So I'm so glad I can see people for days. Anyway, enough about eating my prison cake. Oh, I have therapy today, Fred, at 4 p.m. Yep, sure do. Have therapy. But my pill lady never called me back. But I've got it in my head there are things that I have to do, like the dishes and the laundry. Dustin starts work on Tuesday, so maybe he'll help me. Maybe he'll help me finish the laundry. Well, he kind of did. I just never folded it or put it away. So Dustin's probably like, I'm not fucking helping this bitch no more because I'm lazy as fuck. But I've got a lot of my dishes done. But I still don't know why Dustin uses so many pots and pans. Like it's utterly disrespectful. But whatever. Cause I hate washing pots and pans. But he bought me a new sponge, so that's cool. Anyway, enough of my bullshit. Are you ready for the psalms and the proverbs of the day? Tell me you're ready, Fred. It's gonna be so fucking amazing. Yeah, and the psalms are not that long, so it'll be cool. So let's get to it. Psalms 26. Man, but I just, okay. But I also just thought of something. Hopefully. Oh, Fred, 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 I got something to tell you. We start a new Jesus book today at 2 o'clock. We start Luke, which means we have one more book after that left. These are the books I know how to anti preach for sure. Well, at least one of them is. Yeah. Bam! Huge muscles. I got brain muscles for days. Actually, that whole brain muscle thing, that is actually very true because my brain could have atrophied and then I would have literally been brain dead. But because I think so much and I read so much and I just keep my brain active, my brain did not atrophy anywhere. How fucking amazing is that? That's pretty fucking amazing. Yeah. Anyway, Psalms 26, a psalm of David. Vindicate me, O Lord, for I have walked in my integrity. Oh, you are a motherfucking lie. Look, I hate when David lies. Like, look, you're an adulterer, a liar, a murderer. These are not inequitable things. Oh, they're not integrity things. You literally lie, murder, and adulterate. Those are not things of integrity, bro. I have also trusted in the Lord. I shall not slip. Except for on a banana peel when you see a naked girl, quit it. Examine me, O Lord, and prove me. Wait, God forgave him of those things, so maybe it means those things did didn't happen, even though they definitely happened. But because God forgave him, we have to forgive him. Okay. Try my mind and my heart for your loving kindness. Your loving kindness is before my eyes, and I have walked in your truth. But I guess David is allowed to slip because we all slip, right? Okay. I have not sat with adulterous mortals, nor have I walked with hypocrites. I have hated the assembly of evildoers, and will not sit with the wicked. I will wash my hands in innocence. So I will go about your altar, O Lord, that I may proclaim with the voice of thanksgiving and tell of all your wondrous works. Lord, I have loved the habitation of your house and the place where your glory dwells. Do not gather my soul with sinners, nor my life with bloodthirsty men. Okay, so wait a minute. This has to be about Joab because he's always calling Joab bloodthirsty, even though he hired Joab, his right hand man, to do this thing to Uriah because he did it to Abner. So, how exactly can he call Joab and Abishai, or yeah, Joab and Abishai bloodthirsty when he actually uses them to murk people? Okay. In whose hands is a sinister scheme, and whose right hand is full of bribes. Okay, that's not about Joab, so never mind. But as for me, I will walk in my integrity until you see a naked woman. Redeem me and be merciful to me. My foot stands in an even place. In the congregation, I will bless the Lord. Okay, that's the end of that. And I'm sorry with busting in with so many David things because we're supposed to forgive him of these things. But when he writes stuff like this, it's like, does he forget about himself? Oh, holy crap. Oh, this, okay, is not as long as it looks. And I just lost my bookmark. Okay. So these are further wise sayings of Solomon. Are you ready, Fred? Isn't there a movie called Ready, Fred? Or it's about an imaginary friend named Fred, and he is a terrible, very discombobulated guy. And sometimes I wish my imaginary friends were real people because my imaginary friends are actually kind of smart. As snow and summer and rain and harvest, so honor is not fitting for a fool. Like a flitting sparrow, like a flying swallow. So a curse without cause shall not alight. A whip for the horse, a bridle for the donkey, and a rod for the fool. According to his folly, lest you also be like him. Answer a fool according to his folly. Yeah. Tell me he's made out of juice. Lest he be wise in his own eyes. He who sends a message by the hand of a fool cuts off his own feet and drinks violence. Like the legs of a lamp that hang, like the legs of the lame that hang lit, a proverb in the mouth of fools. Like one who binds a stone in a sling. Your daddy did that. Is he one who gives honor to a fool? Oh, he is talking about his father and his brother. Like a horn that goes into the hand of a drunkard is a proverb in the mouth of fools. The great God who formed everything gives the fool his hire and the transgressor his wages. As a dog returns to his own vomit, so a fool repeats his folly. Do you see a man wise in his own eyes? There is more hope for a fool than for him. Yeah, 'cause he's made out of juice. The lazy man says, there's a lion in the road, a fierce lion in the street. As a door turns on his hinges, so does a lazy man on his bed. The lazy man buries his hand in the bowl. It wearies him to bring it to his mouth. The lazy man is wiser in his own eyes than 7 men who can answer sensibly. The lazy man is wiser in his own eyes than 7 men who can answer sensibly. Yeah, because he doesn't realize he's made out of juice. This is about that person I was talking about who purposely does this shit to himself. See? That's what I've been saying. Psalms and Proverbs just go with the day. They just go with whatever the day is. And I learned this in prison. Because really, I read a Psalms and Proverbs every day. Like I'm doing it right now. Today is the 26th. So we're doing it on the 26th. And this is the exact thing that I started this whole thing with. Is the guy is made out of juice. And then he does this shit to himself. And it's like, you have to come all the way in northern Michigan to pick up your Bible because I'm just too lazy to get in my car and bring it to you. It's like, who's really the piece of shit? Me that can't get up there, or him who refuses to come down here? Who's the piece of shit? I guess it would be perception is reality, right? Like Vince McMahon says. So his thing is I'm the asshole because I won't come up there. My thing is he's the asshole because he's too fat to drive down here. because he did that shit to himself. Because he's a lazy man. But again, perception is reality. He who passes by and meddles in a quarry not his own is like one who takes a dog by the ears. Yeah, you probably shouldn't. You probably shouldn't do that, or you'll get beat up by both of them. Like a madman who throws firebrands, arrows, and death is a man who deceives his neighbor and says, I was mostly kidding. Because I say that all the time. I'm mostly kidding, especially if it's the truth. It's like, I was mostly kidding. Okay. There is no wood. Where there is no wood, the fire goes out. And where there is no talebearer, light strife ceases. As charcoal is to burning coals and wood to fire, so is a contentious man to kindle strife. The words of a talebearer are like tasty trifles, and they go down into the inmost body. I don't know if I'm a talebearer, but I'm a secret giver. I can't keep a secret to save my life. Don't tell me things because I will tell Dustin. A servant lips with a wicked heart are like earthenware ware covered in silver dross. He who hates disguises. No, he who hates disguises it with his lips and lays up deceit within himself, pickles his soul. And when he speaks kindly, do not believe him, for there are 7 abominations in his heart, though his hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness will be revealed before the assembly. Whoever digs a pit will fall into it, and he who rolls a stone will have it rolled back on him. A lying tongue hates those who are crushed by it, and a flattering mouth works ruin. And that's the end of that. And I lost my bookmark. I'll use this lottery ticket as a bookmark. Okay, so Fred, are you still here? What did you think? I mean, I know I used the P word and it's probably a bad word, but if you ever met this guy, you would be like, yeah, he's definitely made out of juice. And then you'd be like, how does a person get that big? Be like, well, take a guess. But I think it's mostly sadness and depression that actually did it to him. Ooh, that was almost so bad. I didn't follow some of it, but overall, okay. Well, that's good. That's good. At least you heard some of it because you never hear any of it. So I'm just happy. But anyway, okay, I think I'm sneezing. Somebody's talking about me. Is it you, Fred? Are you having way long conversations about me? Actually, I believe I know who might be having a conversation about me. Like that motherfucking Nikki. No, he wouldn't use that word, motherfucker. He'd be like, that Nikki. So I got another thing. We were going to go over to Neo's. I watch her beginnings. And like you, I don't pay much attention to the readings. And maybe it's because I'm like the same as my uncle. I can't listen to it because I believe it's wrong. So maybe I'm also made out of juice. Man, I don't even want to think about being made of juice because damn, I need to learn to get over myself. I think I'm going to watch the whole thing today. And I might also watch Mr. Bill Donahue. But the history thing, he's like, the laws of the history, and it's like, that don't have nothing to do with any of it. What are you even fucking talking about? But whatever. He wants to do the history thing, and I don't really. Hey, Misty, we just finished the Psalms and Proverbs, and I was talking about going over to Neo's and actually listening to it this time because I was complaining this whole time about my people I know being made of juice instead of like bones and muscles and whatnot, just being made out of juice. And I think I might also be made out of juice because when Neo gets to reading, I stop watching. And maybe, and I stop watching because I can't do the positivity and the good messaging of the Old Testament or the New Testament because it literally teaches the law, not Jesus. So I have a real problem with that. But people have a real problem with the way I read the Old Testament and they don't want to watch it. And I feel some kind of way that people don't watch my content. So maybe I should start watching other people's content all the way through, including Mr. Bill Donahue, even though I don't think the history has anything to do with it. I and really it at the end of the day it doesn't. But he thinks it does, and I don't watch him because it's like this stupid. But maybe I should start watching, especially if I want people to watch me all the way through. What do you guys think? And I would love to have some other thoughts on this. So hopefully hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about or at least communicate back because I have no idea what to do. Well, I do know what to do, kind of, but I don't know if it's like the right thought process. No, no, no. I'm not talking about the Old Testament. I'm talking about I'm talking about the New Testament those books that literally teach everything but Jesus. They literally teach the law and wrap it up real nice and then throw the name of Jesus on it. And we're reading the story of Jesus, and at least I know, or I have gleaned from reading the New Testament that it has nothing to do with the story of Jesus because Paul didn't meet Jesus anywhere. Another Pharisee told everybody that his eyes were made with scales, and oh no, he was sent over here by the Pharisees to teach the law to Gentiles. But that's just what I think. And my mom and I argued about it on Saturday. And I just think the New Testament is snaky. So it's really hard for me to listen to people read it in a nice way. However, with that being said, some of the things in the New Testament do help people. It does give people the hopium, and it does give people things that they need. I am not taking that out of the New Testament. What I'm saying is, I personally don't believe the New Testament, and I need to get over myself, right? Stop being made of Jews and listen to it because I want other people to listen to me, right? And Fred, yeah, it can't hurt to listen. Yeah, the Moabites and the Ammonites. But remember, those were bad guys before. Those were bad guys before Lot and his daughters. I definitely know that for sure. Because when we read the story of Lot, I was like, how could they be the fathers of them when they're already people? They were giant people. And I know in Numbers 23, he tells it's either the Moabites or the Ammonites that they were the first people. These terrible ass people were not the first people. It was the Moabites or the Ammonites because they were giants at that time. No, Lot and his daughters were the beginning of the Moabites and the Ammonites. In that cave, yes. But they were bad guys before that. That's why I don't know how they became the fathers of those people because they were people before then. But again, I just want to read the Old Testament because this is the best book ever. The New Testament is the one that I have a problem with. And it's me personally have a problem with it. And I need to learn to get over myself, right? That's how it goes, right? Because his daughter is got pregnant when they. Oh, I could. They did do that. They definitely raw paid him for fun. I don't even know. But the Old Testament is the greatest book in the world. I just, it is the greatest book in the world. It's got everything except naked zombies. The story of Jesus has that part. But the Old Testament has fucking everything in it. It really does. No, it even has zombies because God makes these bones come to life and is like, these are my friends. These living bones, they're my friends. I think that part is in Ezekiel, right? Where he makes the bones in the ditch come alive. And it's like, I don't need no other friends. And that part made me feel so bad for real because it's like, God, I'll be your friend, buddy. Yep. Yes, the problem with the church nowadays reading the Old Testament is things like Andrea Yates happen. Did you know she killed her kids because her pastor kept telling her that her kids weren't not going to heaven because of what the Old Testament said? They use this shit to hurt people, witches and Ruby Frankie, Jody Hildebrandt, um, uh, Chad Daybell, Lori Daybell. Even though Chad and Lori did it so they could have sex with each other or something, it was something stupid. But they used the Bible to justify the bullshit that they did. And I started reading the Bible after Jody Hildebrandt because it's like none of that has to do with hurting children. And then the fucked up thing is she used the story of Jesus to justify that shit. And it from that point on, God was like, read the Bible out loud on camera in my head constantly so that I could show people that the Old Testament is not scary. And what she's saying in the story of Jesus that's trying to justify her bullshit has nothing to do with any of that. And that was my original purpose, was to stop making the Bible scary, was to make it make sense to other weirdos who have been ostracized and kicked out of the church or told that the Bible was scary, to like the Bible is too hard to read. I like that was my original point. And I really have no business picking parts of the Bible, especially when my purpose was to make it less scary, to make it more open to people. And I have no business picking books. I need to read the whole thing, regardless of how I feel about it. And I need to know what other people say about it and what other people think about it. And I need to take myself out of it, right? Yeah, the only time they explain the Old Testament is when they want to hurt people. And the Old Testament has nothing to do with it. But I have, because the Old Testament does hurt people, the Old Testament does kill groups of people constantly. It does do that. But that's God getting rid of all the shit that came before him, all the shit of God the first that was thrown in the box, and hid for 10,000 years in a closet somewhere. Like, and God the second is trying to get rid of everything God the first. The giants that ate the people, the giants that made regular people their slaves and shit like that. He was getting rid of all of that. And I could see that. I could see because those people were really evil. And if you go into the Norse religions, which I did for a short amount of time to find out about God the first, and the Norse believe Genesis made a, a slight point to let us know that the things that the Norse and the Greeks believe actually happened, because there were angels pretending to be gods, and there were angels pretending to be gods and do these great things. And it also lets us know how God originally tried to get rid of these people, but some of them survived, and they made little groups and little camps. And God let the little people, destroy the big people. That's just my thoughts on it. And it's kind of like what the Greeks and the Norse and other religions like that believe really happened. They had different angels, well, different gods, that were literally angels pretending to be gods. And they were the bad angels that they write about in this Ethiopian bullshit book. That part might be true because it goes along with what the Norse and Greeks believe. But again, I can't prove it. I don't know. That's just my thought. Yeah, and the church spends their time in the New Testament. And that's kind of, and they never read the New Testament from front to back. They just read it for the verses. And the verses is what they believe, not the whole book. The whole book as a whole is nothing but the law. The whole book as a whole is literally nothing but the law wrapped up in nice words with the name Jesus thrown on it. And we're reading the story of Jesus, and we know Jesus had nothing to do with the law. And he told you, do not be like these people. And Paul is having you be like these people, not teaching anything Jesus. And he's going along with his Pharisee buddies, teaching the law. And that's my biggest problem with it, because it has nothing to do with Jesus. But again, they don't read it from the first book to the last book. And when they do, they read it verse by verse instead of story by story. They read it verse by verse. And it's really hard. But again, enough of my complaining, enough of my bullshit, because nobody else will. Well, that's not true, because somebody else will understand what I'm trying to say. Because I can't ever put into words what I'm trying to say. And it just sounds like I'm talking in a circle jerk. And it's not fair and it's not right. And I apologize. Really, I should apologize to my mom. But I'll argue with her again on Saturday. But that's again enough of my bullshit. Misty in the mountain. Are you still here? Because you are right on most of this. Yeah. Well, you're right on a lot of this actually. But again, I can't say you're right or you're wrong. Oh, yeah, go ahead and do that. And as a matter of fact, I think we're going to go over to Neo's. What do you think? If Neo is even a thing today. Neo's not even a thing today. So, where do you guys want to go? That's so funny. Oh, that poor little guy. He just wants all your attention. But yeah, do you want to go to wait, do you want to go to the music channel? Madness Entertainment? Well, they raid my channel a lot. So maybe we could go over there. Or we could go to something called Kevin's Chaotic Coffee. I've never been there, so I don't know if it's a oh, it is a politic channel. Okay, we're not gonna go to politics. Madness Entertainment is gaming, and Who Cares is music. Yeah, but I don't know if Neo goes live today. Some days she does, and some days she doesn't. I don't know. I'm gonna go back over here. Yeah. Oh, Neo is supposed to go live. She's not yet, but she's got people over here. Oh my god, and it's almost 11:30. Okay, so let's just talk a little bit longer and wait for her to go live. People left. Oh, Kevin is really good. Okay, so do you want to go there then to the politics? I can't watch politics or I'm emotionally blackmailed into not watching politics. So I guess you want to go over here to Kevin or do you want to try to wait for Neo? It's up to you, Misty, whatever you want to do, my dear lady. Mm, yeah. It's okay. They're going to end up eating themselves alive. So I'm not too much worried about these guys because, like in the 60s, it's only a matter of time before they self cannibalize. That's what I get for breathing. Okay, Neil's live. I'm going to go ahead and run over there because, well, because even though I should raid Madness Entertainment because he always raids me, but Nia was good and I know her. Well, okay, I don't know her, but I know of her. So we're going to go ahead and go over there. I love you guys, and here we go. And thank you, Misty, and thank you, Fred, and thank you, everybody else that watched. Now, we are going to head over to Neo's. Love you guys. See you there.